In this video, I'm gonna walk you through how I stayed one step ahead of a really good high stakes 10-20 regular on PokerStars and got him to throw GTO out the window and put in 700 bucks on the turn by first racing and then calling a re-raise, drawing more or less dead in a spot where he's well aware of that not really being a thing in theory at all. Hello, I've been playing high stakes poker online now for about 15 years or so, and I want to show you how you can take advantage of short-term opportunities as they arise based on the simple fact that poker is a game of incomplete information. Probably something you have heard hundreds of times before. What I mean by that, though, is that your opponent doesn't really know what you are doing, or more importantly, why you're doing what you're doing, especially early in a dynamic between you and your opponent. Here are two hands to illustrate what I mean. A little bit of backstory. This is a good player. We don't have too much history at this point when we played this session. We played a little bit of heads up here and there, but mostly three-handed, four-handed reg battles or some full short-handed games from time to time. But here we are getting into a bit of heads up. We are two-tabling it at this point, and it's early in the match when this hand happens. So he raises pre-flop, I call. Flop comes ace 9-6 with a flush draw, I check, and he checks back. Turn is a queen, so this is our first decision point. I choose to overbet. So if you look this up in a solver, this is fine, but it's not really too much of a thing, because solver would prefer betting more like 2/3 to pot here. And the queen is a little bit better for him if we have to pick sides. He has all of the pocket queens, and we don't really have pocket queens or ace queen. So it doesn't improve us more than it improves him or anything like that. But still, I decided to overbet because early in the match, I think I will get away with it. I could be completely wrong, but I'm willing to take the chance. So once he checks the flop, he's kind of capped himself. And when I choose this bet size, he is going to have most of his range is going to be put in a bluff catch situation. And he's supposed to fold a good amount of that already on the turn against a size like this, but I just don't think that that's the case. I think early in a match, most good regulars will be a little bit more on the curious side to see kind of what's up, feel it out. River is a 3, one of the blankest rivers. It's not supposed to really improve us. I decide to size down a bit and bet 2/3 pot, basically, because that's about what my hand is worth in a vacuum. And I think I will get called by most of his bluff catchers. He calls, and he has queen 10. Nothing crazy. We don't learn too much about him. Nothing that stands out in any sort of way. Standard. He, on the other hand, we gave away quite a lot of information to him. We showed him that we play overbet in kind of a non-overbet spot on the turn. We did it kind of greedily with a combo that's not really supposed to get in there too often, pretty thin, and that I sized down on the river and played my hand strength, the ace-5. I didn't really play much of a range play. I played my ace-5 in a vacuum. All right, next hand. Ace-6. He opens, I call again. Flop comes ace-jack deuce with a flush draw. I check, and he checks back again. So, kind of the same spot. Although here, the 6 is a better card than the queen, at least relatively for me. And it would make a little bit more sense for me to overbet here as a range play. I have every combo of ace-6, ace-deuce, pocket deuces. I even hit some pocket sixes on the turn, even though I 3-bet a good amount of them pre-flop. But the thing here is that I showed him the ace-5 earlier. So that pot is not something that's just gonna pass by without him noticing. He's gonna be a little bit on the, that's interesting. That's a little bit weird, but fair enough. So when the same spot comes up again, I have an opportunity to do something a little bit tricky here. So instead of overbetting, when overbetting makes sense, I decide to size down just to keep him guessing. And from his point of view, he probably thinks he's gonna view this as like a range play, but he doesn't know that I'm gonna use this opportunity to play my hand in an absolute vacuum once more. Because we both know, he knows and I know, that this is not really a turn where, even against a smaller 2/3 sizing here, it's not really a spot where he is supposed to raise much in theory. And my hope here is that he will go after this sizing. He will not just let it pass, and he will either maybe float, viewing it as weak. He might attack it by raising a little bit. It might open up some nice spots on the river where I either can make some massive overbet, make some big check raise, or maybe bet small again and induce a thin raise, get into a bet re-raise spot on some runouts, or just a bet call, get raised by some weaker hands. So once he raises here, I kind of got him, because he's not really supposed to raise here. It's at most, I think this is like a spot where if you plug this into a solver with multiple turn bet sizes, and this one included, the solver might raise here like 1-2% of the time or something, and it's going to be based around pocket sixes. That's like the core hand that wants to build a range around it and raise and build a pot here. So since there's no hand in my range from pre-flop that beats pocket sixes here, since I don't have aces or jacks pre-flop, I'm definitely not supposed to re-raise here, right? So what do you think I will do? I'm going to click it back with a small raise, less than 2.5x. And again, I'm not playing a range here. I'm trying to take advantage of this opportunity that just arose from our ace-5 showdown, and that it's early in the dynamic, and I know that he saw that hand, and I know what it looks like to him because he's a good player, but he doesn't know that I know that, and he doesn't know that I know that I did something. Like, he doesn't know what I'm up to. That's like the big the big point I'm trying to get across here. So again, I'm probably only doing this with a6. To be honest, that's probably it, because I think I can get away with it here. This is not something that's going to work out well in the long term. If we played for 10,000 hands heads up, I can't just do this over and over and over again. It's a one-time opportunity, and that's the entire point of this video, that if you're paying attention, these spots are always available. He calls, and the turn is a deuce. The flush comes in, and the way I see this situation is that I think he was answering my smaller bet size relative to the ace-5 earlier, so I'm pretty sure he raised the turn quite thinly, quite murderly. It could either be tons of bullshit, just bluffs trying to come after my weak size, or more likely, to me at least, again, I don't know, but I read it as I think he will go after it thinly for value. He will put me on, again, a greedy kind of vacuum combination, just like the ace-5, that what I'm kind of repping initially when I bet 2/3 pot on the turn is like Jack X, maybe some kind of a draw that doesn't really want to check call or check raise, so it rather just tries to bet a little bit thinly to put pressure on his queen high hands that he's already shown that he has in his check back range. So I'm not too concerned about this river. Sure, there might be a fraction of flushes hitting here, but I'm not really repping much of a flush. He's not really repping much of a flush, so I'm just gonna go with my read and put the money in. And he calls. So before I show you the results of the hand, I want to say that I didn't play the ace-5 off previously to set anything like this up. No, it's more so that one vacuum opportunity led to another in our developing dynamic, and I decided to act on that opportunity that I saw. Who knows? Maybe he just plays this spot still like a robot and does this with sixes and RNG the 5% check back with ace jack to RNG another raise on the turn to hit that 2% raise frequency, and all of my overthinking was just completely useless. I don't think so though, and the reason why I wanted to make a video about this funky vacuum play is because I do really believe that I got him to go after me a bit with my turn size. He even told me so in chat himself. He told me that I got him. Kinda.